Yesterday, Bernie Sanders unveiled a plan to cancel all student debt. Cancel it. Just get rid of it. Like it never happened. Magical, just like that. Here's from CNN. It says the new legislation would cancel $1.6 trillion of student loan, undergraduate, and graduate debt for approximately 45 million people. His ambitious plan, that's one way of putting it, has no eligibility limitations and will be paid for with a new tax on Wall Street speculation. The proposal goes further than the plan previously unveiled by his Democratic primary rival, Senator Elizabeth Warren. Her debt relief package was subject to income eligibility levels to determine how much relief the average person would receive. Under the Sanders plan, if you have student debt of any kind, it would be canceled the second the legislation is signed into law. So if you are, a rich doctor, your debt is getting canceled, just the same way that it would if you were, working at McDonald's because the degree didn't exactly do for you what you thought it would do. Either way, it's being treated the same. And this is the competition that we're going to see now between the socialists and the Democratic Party, which is basically all of them at this point, whether they're professed socialists or not. The competition is someone offers free stuff and then someone else says, oh, you know what? I'll see that and I'll give you more free stuff. And then the next person, but I'll give you even more free stuff. And there's going to be a debate. We're going to have two debates this week, Democratic debates, I think on NBC tomorrow night and Thursday. And that's really what the entire debate is going to be. My opponent says that he's going to give you free stuff, but I actually will give you that free stuff and also more free stuff. And that's going to be the whole argument. Now, if you think he's actually going to pay for all of this with a tax on Wall Street, you are stupid. No offense. Keep in mind that he wants to forgive student debt and make college free for everyone. So there's $1.6 trillion of student debt still outstanding in this country. Sanders wants to pay for that by taxing Wall Street. He says he's going to raise $2.2 trillion in 10 years. But then he also wants to make college free for everyone forever. Well, that only leaves $600 billion to make college free for everyone forever. And it's going to cost a hell of a lot more than $600 billion. Now, $600 billion is a lot of money, but it's going to cost a lot more than that. He can't just wave his wand and make college free for everyone. These colleges are staffed by people, administrators, professors, janitors, coaches, etc. These colleges have utility needs, maintenance needs. Many of them have huge stadiums to maintain. You got the dorms. I mean, just there are hundreds of expenses, thousands of expenses. Significant expenses go into running a college, especially a really big college. All of those expenses are not going to be erased, right? Now, I think it's probably true that a lot of college administrators especially get paid way more than they should. But unless you're thinking of slave labor, unless you're going to force people to teach at college and work college, you got to pay them. Where's that money going to come from? Well, I'll give you the answer. The money's going to come from you and me. I totally believe that Wall Street, the big bad rich people like Bernie Sanders himself, who's a millionaire, are going to carry a large portion of the burden, but they're not going to carry all of it. They can't. So this is going to fall on you and me. Don't fall for this Wall Street nonsense for a second. This money will come out of your pocket and mine, and there's no way around it. You know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez made a good point about all this yesterday. Unintentionally good. I mean, the good point was the opposite of the point she was trying to make. But here she is yesterday talking about free college. Watch this.
I think so much about this moment when I was in college. And I was mentoring this young woman. Her name was Andrea. She was about 3 or 4 years younger than me. But I was about 19 years old, and she was in high school. And she had gotten into all of these prestigious universities. But she was given no student loan assistance, she was given no scholarships. All of her student aid was presented to her in the form of loans. And she came from a solid middle-class family. She was not exceedingly wealthy. And so she got into her dream college, but her dream college offered her no scholarships, just loans. And she truly felt at 16, 17 years old, she felt that the decision of college was so important that she felt that she needed to consider taking on $250,000 worth of debt.
Okay, so the girl wanted to go to her dream college, but she didn't get any scholarships. So she decided to take on $250,000 of debt so she could go to her dream college. Well, why? Did she need to take on that debt in order to go to college? See, this isn't a sob story about someone who couldn't go to any college, didn't have any money. This is, I think Cortez described her as solidly middle class, which means probably upper middle class. And she wanted to go to her dream college, $250,000. There are many ways to go to college that will not cost anywhere close to $250,000. You could go to a community college for 2 years, transfer to a state school, and you could do it for much, 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 much less than 250 grand. Generally, if you're crushed by hundreds of thousands, this isn't the case for everyone, but if you want to become a doctor, go to medical school. Well, it's not about going to your dream school. It's just you want to be a doctor. We do need doctors, and you're going to take on hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And I agree, that's too much, that's crazy. So I do feel for people in that position. But there are a lot of people that they want to go to that really expensive college, not because they have any particular career in mind, but just because it's prestigious. Maybe that's where their rich friends are going. They want to be able to tell people they went there. They just want the experience of it. I mean, that's why a lot of people spend that kind of money on college. And so that's a sob story that just really doesn't do it for me. Here's the problem with this student loan forgiveness stuff. The real victims of loan forgiveness are the responsible people who made the sacrifices to actually pay back their loans, people who've spent, $100,000 over the last 20 years paying back those loans, paying them on time, being responsible.